Hey everyone, this is Christian Alphonse. We're here with coffee and croissant. Today I'm here with my closest friends, Dzmitry. Dzmitry, man, how's it going, buddy?
Good, it'd be better if you nailed my last name though.
Oh shit! Is it Kliniansky? Clemensky. Wow. I know you for so long. I still fucking up your last name, bro. That's so embarrassing. So today, Dzmitry, we're just talking about our trip we did in 2019. But before we get started, let's tell the audience how we met. So me and Dzmitry were both studying accounting at Carleton, and we met at a networking event.
Yeah.
Do you remember that event?
Barely. It was the first one that I went to.
That's
the one thing that I remember. It was the very first one that I went to, and I was scared shitless because I thought it was just going to be me, and like, never been to anything like this before, and I kind of went into it not expecting anything. And I remember when we first went inside, there was like a question and answer panel.
Yeah. Where
it was just a bunch of like people working in the industry answering some questions, telling us about how everything is, and then as soon as they opened up the floor saying, "Hey, now's your time to network and meet all these people," the first thing I did is like, "Oh man, I gotta wash my hands because if I'm gonna be shaking hands, like my hands are super sweaty, so I gotta get rid of this."
Oh man, but I'm trying to remember because we first started talking because we're talking to that one guy working that firm, huh?
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but he was doing his accounting and finance degree at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
First of all, because that seemed like a lot of work. Because he wanted to get his CFA and CPA.
That's a lot.
And because he wanted to do mergers and acquisitions. Wasn't that his like main goal?
Yeah. But
anyways, end of the event, me and Dzmitry were walking along the same way, and we started talking about, what we wanted to do after graduation. Then we started bonding over basketball. I think me and you played where we were in high school together.
Yeah.
Because you went to Cornwall, I went to St. Pete's. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we would have played against each other in a few of those years. So.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. It's a small world in Ottawa. That's what I learned. It's a small world. We knew friends that were like connected between both of us.
Yeah.
But anyways, today we're gonna talk about our trip to Portugal and France. But if we can get that started, we met earlier today. We went to a brunch spot in Ottawa. What's it called again?
It's called the Mazarine, I think it is.
Mazarine. And I have some photos here that I want to share with some people about the meals we just had. And first thing we're seeing is their plates, right? So Dzmitry got a shashuka, which is right here. I had the classic breakfast. And my partner, Eden, she just had an egg Florentine. She always has an egg Florentine. I've been telling her not to get an egg Florentine, just get something different. But then she tells me I always get a classic breakfast. I'm like, that's true. But you cannot beat a classic breakfast.
Yeah.
Just nice, simple, pure, beautiful golden browns. Hash browns. Those are not hash browns. They call it just golden potatoes. They call it home fries.
That's what it is. Yeah, home fries.
Home fries with some sausages, some bacon, and I like my eggs over easy. Yeah. But the shashuka, that's something you've really been trying to get there, right?
Yeah. I first heard about it about a month ago, and I saw this amazing picture of it, and it looked amazing with all the colors, because it's got a tomato base, where they crack a few eggs open in the middle, and then they put a little bit of parsley, cut up parsley on top. So it looks amazing, this beautiful melange of colors. You got the red, you got the white, the yellow, the green, and I thought it looked amazing, so I wanted to make it myself, because I thought, how hard it could be? It's like tomato sauce, and you crack some eggs on top of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So I made it last weekend, and it was terrible. I don't know if it's my cooking. I think I like to think I cook good, but apparently not good enough to make this. So I was looking around my Google Maps, so I have a list that I keep track of every place in Ottawa that I've been to that I like, or a place that I haven't been to, and I would like to go to, just in case I ever find myself downtown and I want to grab a coffee. I open up my list and I find the closest place nearby that I haven't tried out. It's like my way of making sure that I try something new every time I go out. And because of that, Google starts recommending new places that have opened up recently. And so this thing popped up last weekend on my list, and it's this Mediterranean inspired brunch place downtown, and it's only been open for a few months. But then when I was looking through the menu, I saw the shakshuka, and I decided I wanted to see what it's supposed to taste like. And it was amazing. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, Dzmitry did a clean plate, people. He loved that shakshuka.
Yeah, it was a dangerous thing to choose because I'm wearing white and then black pants. So the second I was if my tomato was to go down, it it would have been terrible.
Oh man,
it was delicious.
It was delicious, and he also had a Turkish coffee. I had like a herbal tea.
Yeah.
And you can see the Turkish coffee that Dzmitry has, and from what I gathered, like you said during the brunch place, Turkish coffee is like very fine grounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I guess they put water. I'm sure there's a bunch of videos online showing people making Turkish coffee. I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because it looks so cool. It looks like, because they put it in little hot boils. What is it? What's the process? It's just like a little.
Yeah, it's just like a little. I don't know what to call it. It's like a little container with an open top. Kind of looks like a cup, but it's metal. It's got a wooden handle. And what you do is you get this like very finely ground coffee. From what I understand, it's almost like sand. It's got a consistency. And you put it inside this pot, and you put a little bit of water in it, enough to make your coffee, however much you want. And you put it right over an open fire. And you wait for it to start kind of like building, and the water starts kind of like rising because air gets introduced to it with the heat, and then you're supposed to take it off the fire before it starts, spilling over, and that's essentially how you make it. So in that photo, you can see that jug over there. At the very, very bottom, there's a clump of grounds, and above it is the coffee. So when you pour it out right into that little cup, surprisingly enough, you only get a little bit of those coffee grinds, but most of it just stay at the very bottom, so it doesn't actually mix in with your drink. But it was delicious. It was a Turkish coffee, so they actually put a little bit of cardamom inside of it to help out with the flavoring. So that's a really nice twist to it. I've never had that before, so I thought it was delicious.
Yeah, man, you look good. I just have nice herbal tea. But currently, you guys are seeing the shashuka that Dzmitry had, and man, that's such a beautiful Instagram photo for food.
It's amazing.
Man, look at this photo.
That, like, on the website, it looks the exact same. That's exactly how they add it on the menu online, and it looks that good when they bring it out to you. Usually there's that disconnect between what they put up for marketing and what you actually get.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it looked like. And
it did not disappoint. Yeah. And I guess it's definitely a place to go. Right now we're looking at the photo of what Eden got, which is like a nice Florentine eggs, which is aubergine, which is an eggplant underneath. And the next photo is going to be my meal, which is just the classic breakfast. I highly recommend this place for people to go. But it is very busy, so if you're planning to go, you need to call ahead and get yourself on the wait list. Our wait list was an hour and a half, which ended up working out perfectly for us, because when we met up with you, our table was ready. Yeah. So, perfect time to go. But anyways, this is a Turkish coffee we're currently seeing right now. Look at this color. Man, this looks like perfect choco color. This looks really good. Anyways, let's focus now on our trip in 2019. I still somehow can't believe we did that trip. Like, how does it even get started? So, like, because you told me you wanted to go to Europe. Yeah. And I was like, I'm graduating. Sure, let's plan it. Let's plan it. But we did it in tranches. Because I remember we met at Moulin de Provence in Ottawa. And we're like, let's just book our flights there. Yeah. And did we book our flights back as well?
Not yet, no. We the first thing we did is we booked our flights there, but not the full thing.
No, yeah, because we had to go ahead.
I was gonna say, so the first flight that we got like both the things that we got. They're I think round trips. But the very first thing that we booked was to France and back from France. But what we didn't do is all that space in between. So I think the first thing that we did is we saw a great price for a flight from Montreal to Paris, there and back, with about a week and a half in between. So we decided that, let's do this, and we'll figure out what to do in between.
Yeah.
So I remember what you're talking about. So
Lord.
That day in the cafe, we booked the flight to Paris, and then we improvised from there.
Oh, we 100% improvised from there. Man, that was such an exciting trip. And we stayed in a couple hostels as well. And I know we stayed in a hostel near the red light district in Paris. What was it around that area? Because we went to Paris, France. In Portugal, we went to Lisbon and Porto. That's right. I forgot the hostel's name, and I've been trying to find the names. If I do find the names, I'm gonna insert it in this podcast so that I can let you guys know where we stayed. Yeah. But where we stayed in Paris, France, was a perfect location. So we went from Ottawa and we took the Greyhound. Fortunately, now Greyhound doesn't exist in Ottawa anymore. But we took the Greyhound all the way to Montreal to catch a flight. Because flights in Montreal are a lot cheaper than flights from Ottawa. Well, I think we saved like around like $200 or something.
Yeah, easily.
Oh my God! And like how much was a Greyhound? Because we bought it so ahead, it was like $20.
Yeah, because it was only one way too, so like $20.
$20. Oh man. Yeah. So man, I think this pandemic just ruined like backpacking for people.
It did, yeah.
Because like how people are gonna stay in hostels now. I'm always curious about that.
No, for sure. Plus a big element of backpacking is staying in like small places, not just hostels, but Airbnbs, couch surfing, staying in people's houses and everything. So, I'm sure the element of trust is still there, but when it comes to like people things, but when it comes to like hygiene and health, I think a lot of people will be a lot more reluctant to, not let people in because they don't know if they've been vaccinated and all this kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. So I remember that day very vividly because once we went to Montreal, I'm talking about like our first, before our first flight to Paris, France. We went to Montreal and we got inside the Montreal Trudeau Airport, which I think it's called. And Dzmitry like opened a bag of sandwiches.
Did I? Oh yeah. I tell you about those.
And I was hungry. I was like, yo, I was gonna spend some money. And I see Dzmitry with a bag of sandwiches. It's like, yo, I made some sandwich. I made you one. I was like, yo. Perfect timing, man. You saved me $20 there at the Trudeau Airport.
No, because I knew that we're going to be there for a few hours before we could catch a flight, and I knew that we're going to get hungry because the bus over is at least 2.5 hours. So I had some leftover meats and some bread, and I wasn't going to be at home for a week and a half. So I packed it all up, made like little sandwiches for us. I think there were like 4 sandwiches total.
Yeah.
And then we got to the airport, and Christian's like, "What?"
Those pretty tasty sandwiches, man. Those really good.
Yeah.
And I think put a little bit of the mustard in them as well, a little Dijon. But yeah, and now we're waiting for a flight from Trudeau Airport. So our trip was like 3 weeks. How long was it? Was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
It was 2 weeks. It was a little bit under 2 weeks because I know that we left halfway through week 1, and then we came back on like a Sunday, I think it was, like at the end of a weekend. Because I think I went to work the next day after. So I think the whole trip was almost 2 weeks, maybe like 12 days.
Man, yeah, that was also a crazy year for me because also the year I also went to Southeast Asia with my older daughter.
You did?
Yeah. He definitely gifted me like a graduation trip. Me and him went to the Philippines. In the Philippines, we went to Boracay. We also went to Manila. Then we also went to Thailand and Bangkok. And as soon as I got back, I went working for my previous employer, which was National Defense, and I had to tell him like, "Hey, I'm going on a trip to Europe for 2 weeks, so bye." But they were cool. They were cool. They actually allowed me to go. Yeah. So that was a really good time. Yes. But anyways, the first photo we're seeing right now on screen is our first day landed in France. Keep in mind. That flight, how long was that flight? Like 10 hours?
I think it was less. I think it was less than that. It might have been like 8.
It's 8 yeah. And I remember that flight vividly because it was around the first term of Trudeau, or it was on Trudeau's first term. And the lady right beside me was like complaining the heck about Trudeau. Because I think it was around the same time the Raymond Chabot thing, or I forgot that girl's name. Yeah. That whole scandal happened in which Trudeau wanted her to lie. Okay. And like she was complaining to me, she was talking out of my ear. I was like, "Oh my God, lady, stop! Like, I don't care. I'm going to France." Like,
yeah, that's amazing. I remember that flight too because the person that I sat beside, it was somebody my age, and she was going to go visit family. So she's originally from Paris, and she moved to Montreal because she wanted to go there for university, and then she ended up like building a career there, so she permanently moved. And so we had a nice conversation the entire flight over. But I remember she scared the daylights out of me because she's an engineer and she works in the airline industries, and she started talking to me like, "Oh, thank goodness this is an Airbus." And I was like, "What do you mean this is an Airbus?" And she's like, "Oh, have you heard all the issues going on with Boeing over the last little bit?" And I mean, I didn't really pay attention to much of it, and so I'm sitting there halfway like throughout my flight, like however many thousand feet up in the air, and she's telling me about like the problems that Boeing airplanes have, and I'm imagining like myself being in this position. Yeah. So I didn't get much sleep that night.
Oh,
but it was a great flight because she was very personable. We had a good conversation. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. That's good. And we went to Paris. Unfortunately, we didn't take a lot of photos when we landed because I think we're so tired. And we took the train to leading us to our hostel. Yeah. I forgot the hostel's name, but I remember the train ride because we were like, "What the heck are we going?" Yeah. Yeah, because like we had to buy that ticket in the airport, right? And the train goes straight to downtown. We could see some scenic views. And I think it was like Palais du Grand Nord. Is that ringing a bell?
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah. I know it's where like it was near the Moulin Rouge. Yeah, it was near the Moulin Rouge. And that was where we also stayed at. And we were like, I was lost because it was such a Paris. Like, if you've ever been in Paris, it's unexpected because once you stepped out of the subway or the metro, they call it, you get to see all these old buildings and the brick roads and all these different people, like multicultural. You can smell the pâtisserie, the cafe around the corner, people smoking. It was just such a vibrant scene. I was like, where the hell am I?
Yeah.
I have a backpack with me. It's loaded with stuff. Oh yeah, and we walked towards our hostel. Keep in mind, it's my first time ever staying in a hostel, and I was very scared. Yeah, I never stayed in a hostel before.
I think it took us like a little bit of convincing to actually decide to go to a hostel because you never know who you're gonna end up with.
You never know.
Great, it could be not great. It's
man, I was so scared. I was like, oh shit, okay. And our hostel was like a mixed hostel. It was girls and guys that could stay in the room.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't want any crazy girls like staying with me, man. I like my sleep very well. So we went there. We went to the hostel. The reception lady was very nice.
Yeah.
And the first thing we did, we put our bags off, and we're like, let's go out exploring. So the very first photo you're seeing is Dzmitry walking towards this chapel, and I don't know this chapel's name, but I think
is that Notre Dame?
Is that it? That could be Notre Dame.
I'm not sure.
So it's just showing you the phone. And they look good on all those photos, by the way.
So this is where we stay at.
Oh, we stayed at Paris Gare du Nord.
That's the one.
Paris Gare du Nord. That's the hostel that we stayed. And right beside it was this, I guess, this monument. And I don't know the name of this monument, but if you go Paris Gare du Nord. And we're going to put everything.
So that's a train station right there. But somewhere over there in that area, there's a hostel with that name. So it's called Hostel. Is that what it's called? I hope it's still around. Oh, it's called, here we go, Vintage. You got to put Vintage right in front of it. Yeah.
Vintage Paris.
Oh yeah, this brings back memories. Take a look at that.
Vintage Paris Gare du Nord. Vintage Paris. Oh my god, that's a hostel. Gare du Nord. Vintage Paris Gare du Nord. And for those who are listening on audio, if you go to my YouTube page, Christian Alphonse, you should see the video of this podcast of the place we're talking about. And the hostel we stayed was Vintage Paris Gare du Nord. And I'm just about to put it on the screen of Google Maps. And there we are. We're right there.
Yeah, so I was mistaken. It wasn't Notre Dame. It was
Sacré-Cœur. Yeah, that's it.
That's the place.
Because I don't think we did go to Notre Dame. No, we did. We walked by it.
Oh, we did.
Because wasn't Notre Dame the place chapel that got burned?
I'm not sure.
I
also don't know if I'm mistaking something there with Montreal. But
oh man,
but yeah,
but that was a hostel we stayed at, and let's just take a look.
So actually, before we go into because that was after we started walking around a bit, but I remember that the first thing that we did when we signed in is we went to drop off our stuff in our room, and there wasn't anybody in the room. I remember when we first got there, it was empty. We could tell that there were 2 other people staying there already because the luggage was there and everything. So we dropped off our things, locked everything up in a hostel, and we're about to head out. And Christian goes up to the receptionist and asks, like, "Hey, what's a good place to eat around here?"
Yeah.
So the first place that we went to, it was a recommendation from someone that lived there.
And it was called Le Pigalle.
That's the one.
They call it Le Pigalle.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. What did we get? We got steak and frites, but we also got escargot.
Yeah.
And Dzmitry was very kind enough to send me some photos of our trip so far as well. I had a bit of photos, and I'm sure if I can find them here. And there we go, right here. And here we go.
That's it.
That's the escargot we had, everyone. And look at this escargot. First time I ever had an escargot before. Was it the first time for you too?
It's the first time ever. I didn't even know how to eat it. It was very, it was a learning experience. So what you're looking at right there, there's like a set of clamps, and what you do is you put the escargot inside of that, and it kind of like holds it in place.
Mm-hmm.
And then right there at the bottom right, you can see the two ends of a fork. So it's kind of like a fork with two long, thin prongs that you use to kind of dig inside there to get out the meat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first time doing this, I don't know entirely how to do this. So I'm pretty sure the waitress showed us, because I always imagine that you kind of like break the shell or pull the shell off, kind of like shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, that's not how you do it. Because I remember that one of those 6 that we got, I couldn't pull the meat out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried kind of like maybe breaking it, the shell, so I can get into what's inside, and I just couldn't do it with my bare hands. So,
man, but I do remember that it was like very those escargot was very juicy.
Yeah, it was decadent.
It was good.
They had maybe an olive oil inside, and then they had some herbs that they also put there. So yeah, there was very decadent. It was great flavor.
Really good flavor. Yeah, the first time I had escargot before was with Dzmitry. I was like, whoa, I guess we are definitely in Paris. And let's go. This is picture Dzmitry on the Louvre, but let's not even get there first. Let's go to this place. And look at this view, Dzmitry. Remember,
amazing.
I think that's the first thing we did before we went to pay out.
We did. Yeah, that's right.
We went there. It was very touristy.
It was on the way. Yeah.
It was super touristy, and I think there's a video right here of what it looked like.
Yeah, a little bit of a view there.
Oh yeah, this is not the best video, man. I was doing an Android, but holy smokes, man, that was actually a beautiful, gorgeous view of her first time there.
Yeah, and if you were to look down, what I remember is that you're not going to see a whole lot of people just in front of you. There's a big plain of grass that's on the hill, and the stairs are on both ends. So people are walking up the stairs on both ends. And down the center, it's just grass. So you see some people just like sitting, reading a book, hanging out, having a coffee. But the view's beautiful.
The view is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we did that. We went to the Pigalle. Then I think we went and going back to the hostel.
Yeah.
And we had an extra interesting meet with someone there. I'm not gonna say that person's name, but I think she remembers us clearly. And she was having a very hard time because her luggage was lost, right?
Yeah.
And we got into the room. It was like a very tense situation. She's just like step outside and dealing with the phone with the airline. And I was looking at Dzmitry. I was like, yo, I didn't want this to happen.
Yeah.
I gotta sleep with this person.
Yeah. Because I remember that when we first met her, we didn't know about the whole luggage situation.
Yeah.
Just like the interactions that we had with her seemed a little cold. And she seemed a little in her head, something was going on clearly, but from our perspective, it maybe seemed like she didn't like us. Or she didn't really care for us being around or anything. So we kind of stuck to ourselves. And whatever, we went to the balcony. There was a beautiful balcony.
Oh, gorgeous view.
Tables. Yeah, I think there's a picture of that.
I'm gonna find that photo, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we bought a bottle of wine there, and so we opened that, and we just kind of enjoyed the view, and it was really nice. So that street was very quiet. There wasn't a lot of cars that kind of went through. It was kind of one of those like residential neighborhoods. And then at some point, she came back in and we started talking. And yeah, you're right. Like she told us that she just got here. It's her second day here, and the airliner lost all of her luggage.
Yeah. And
she's also said that she works at the airliner. So she's a stewardess. So to have your workplace lose your luggage while you get that trip, like that's just seems terrible.
Oh man. I guess airlines just don't care. They just lose your baggage no matter what.
That's all the time.
Holy. But yeah, that's one of the things that really surprised me in Paris was how accessible good wine was. And how people were just outside all the time doing something. Yeah. First time I saw people that are young or our age playing bocce ball. What's it called? Bocce ball or bouncy ball?
I think so.
It's like, yeah, none of that game you play with the sand, you roll the ball on the sand. I don't get that game, but I picture it's like a fun game to play while you're having a drink, right? Yeah. But it was a beautiful street. It was beautiful Like, it was a beautiful area. But actually, let's do this. Let's turn this view into satellite view. And let's relive this moment. So we're right here, and we're just gonna zoom in, and we're gonna see if we can do a street view. So put us right here, man, in the street view. Holy!
There it is. Oh, I remember that place. Yeah, there was that like little corner shop that was right there.
Perfect.
So I think that is the hostel over there. Was that it?
Right here, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Because you can see that balcony. So we stayed right above over there. To the left.
To the left, right? Hold on, everyone, as we try to find this beautiful place. But yeah, man, that was another thing I realized about Paris was like the streets are very small,
very narrow.
Fuck, man, like if I was getting my license in Paris, I would never get it.
Yeah,
I like a big street, to drive around in.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think I'm going down the street because our street was up a hill.
It was, yeah. So we came from, we walked up this street when we first got here, and then we went down that street where you see that divide in the middle. Yeah. With the grass and the trees down the center. So that's where we kept walking down, and that's how we got to that, to the hill and then to the restaurant and everything. So I remember this area very clearly.
Man, well, wow. But yeah, this is what we saw in Paris, man. It was such a definitely interesting place, man. Yeah. You could easily get lost in Paris. Easily. Yeah. Like, I don't know how people maneuver there. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I kept asking myself. Like, how do people work here? Mm-hmm. Like, everything looks exactly the same. Yeah. I'm sure, like, taxis open and close. New locations get brought up. Mm-hmm. But it was definitely interesting. So, me and you, we didn't have a very specific itinerary, did we?
No, we kind of scouted out areas of the city that we're going to check out each day, but it was more so an improv kind of thing. So we did have a list of things that we, while we're here, we want to take a look at, but we never strictly made an itinerary of this is the steps, this is where we're going to go on this day and all that kind of stuff. So what I remember about our first day is that after we got back to meet that, and we met the person that we shared the room with, mm-hmm. We went back out, and then we kind of went around that area, and we explored. We spent a little bit of time in the greeting room of our hostel because it was a really nice area with some nice couches. They had some drinks there for us that we can have, and they were playing really good music too. Yeah, I love the music there. It was mm-hmm. Some sort of Latin hip hop, I'd say.
It's not reggaeton.
Could be a little bit of that too, but it was really good, really happy. Really good. So we spent maybe a good hour just sitting there enjoying the atmosphere, having a drink there. Yeah. And then we decided that we're going to go out. Mm-hmm. But before that, we went back up to our room, and the other person that we were bunking with, she was there as well. Mm-hmm. And so we got to talking, all four of us, and then I'm pretty sure that's when our other roommate was telling us about how she lost everything, mm-hmm. and then she also mentioned how it's her birthday. Yeah. She said that's the day of her birthday. It's her second day in Portugal, and she doesn't have her luggage, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't have an extra clothes. Yeah. She's missing all this stuff, and we're like, okay, we have to take you. Yeah. There's no way we're not going out. And man. She's like, but I'm missing this. I can't really spend too much money going out. And we're like, don't worry about it. Yeah. Second time out. It's our first night here. We want to take you out. And that's how we got to know our two roommates.
Yeah, and they're very fun, amazing ladies, man. Yeah. I hope they're doing well. I follow both of them on Instagram. Yeah. They're actually doing pretty well. Man, but it was awesome. It was such a good time. Mm-hmm. And I do remember that night because it was the first time I was drinking out. No, it wasn't the first time. No, because the pig out, we ate inside in the pig out.
We did, yeah.
But it was the first time I was actually having drinks in Paris, mm-hmm. in the patio. I feel like a Parisian. Yeah. Yeah, late night drinks. Mm-hmm. We stayed there until what? Until
pretty late. Yeah.
Very, very, very late. Very, very late. Then the following morning, me and you woke up. I think we both decided not to take the metro and we're gonna walk everywhere and just see Paris. Was a great idea at the time. Then it came to find out that my legs were fucking ruined. Yeah. The streets of Paris are not like the streets here in Canada, and especially in Ottawa. They're like a bunch of bricks. Mm-hmm. So if you're gonna go visit Paris, make sure you have comfortable shoes, especially if you can walk around, because the streets are a little bit uneven. But I was very surprised to see a bunch of cyclists just cycling around, no issues, going through cars. But walking through Paris was so good. Mm-hmm. And we did the major destinations that everyone does when they go to visit Paris. We went to the Louvre. Yeah. We went to the Tour Eiffel. We also did another museum that I cannot recall. Remember the name of that museum that we did?
I do.
I don't know the name of that museum. But maybe we can go about the name of that museum. Okay, let's do the Louvre.
Okay.
Because we walk all the way from the Louvre. Let's actually see the distance we walk, man. Oh, man. Yo,
at least an hour.
Oh my god.
And that's not even so. Google Maps is going to tell you exactly how long it takes to walk straight, but keep in mind how we stopped at a cafe here and there. Did some.
Well, it's actually not that bad, Dzmitry. He says it was 21-minute walk.
I still feel like we went even farther.
Oh man.
How far is it to the Eiffel Tower to walk?
Eiffel Tower, yes.
Because maybe that was a little bit farther.
To the Eiffel.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, exactly. Because we went from our hostel.
Yep.
And we went to the Eiffel Tower. From the Eiffel Tower, we did the Musée du Louvre. Mm-hmm. Then we also went to, like you said, a couple different places in Paris, just like neighborhoods, just to explore and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
But let's just look at some photos, because I think the photos will give us a better memory.
Oh yeah.
So this is a photo of me, Dzmitry, and the Tour Eiffel. Dzmitry looking fucking great,
okay.
But me looking like a complete nerd. Remember those glasses, man? I took good use of those glasses, man. Perfect glasses that I got like at the bar or someone just giving out. I was like, I'll take those glasses, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is another picture of me and Dzmitry at 2FM. I feel like every tourist does those photos.
Yeah, you have to.
But Dzmitry, that's a great photo of you right here, man.
Think so?
Yeah, man. That's a good night. That's a cool shirt.
I really like the shirt. I should shave though.
The mustache isn't that bad, is it? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But we went to that bar. Do you remember that bar?
I loved it.
Man,
loved it.
That was like right around the corner to the hostel.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of that bar?
I don't remember.
I don't know the name. But let's talk about what the bar is, and while I try to find the name of it on Google Maps. But it was like a bar in which, how do you say, similar to what we have here in Ottawa, it's like the beer markets. Mm-hmm. But it's like a single serving bar. So you get your cans you wanted.
Yeah.
And from those cans, well, yeah.
So it's going to be somewhere over here.
Was it Dunkirk? No.
It was on, I think it was on, there we go, Chez Bamoul. This.
No.
Is that not it? Because I thought it was on this corner here.
It was on this corner here.
Yeah. Here you can take a look around. But yeah, it was a craft beer place. Oh, like it had a different section to it that I think they had some like games or like drinking games that you can do. But
it's here, Le Binous, isn't it?
Is that it?
I feel like that's it.
Because I thought it was on the corner, like right on the corner.
Yeah. But like they had a bunch of different things.
So look behind you there.
Behind me, right here, huh? Oh my god. Bad? No, but we also had food there at the Dunkirk. But that food wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. I feel like it was very Americanized food.
Yeah, no. But that place, the place with the drink. So what I remember is that it was more of a craft beer place. When you go inside, it almost looks like I don't want to say grocery store because it didn't have that vibe to it. But they had these like fridges, these like really nice aesthetic looking fridges and like display cases for beers on the walls all around you. And in every single place, there's just one beer. Mm-hmm. And you can walk around and they have like a bunch of things on draft and just bottles and cans and everything. But it was kind of like integrated right into the wall. And instead of having somebody walk up to you and like take your order and everything, you pick up what you want, you go to the cash, you pay for it, and then you can grab a drink and you can just drink there.
I actually do think it's called Le Binous. La Binous. If everyone knows what this place is called, please put a comment on YouTube or send me a message or on Spotify or something. Leave me a comment, because that beer that I had, Dzmitry, like, you know when something's so good, you gotta take a photo of it just to remember it. That was something I was like, wow, like it was such a delicious beer that I had. Wow, it was really good. Very cool, very young. It was actually a very young neighborhood as well. I feel like the people around there were like our age.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone that was any older than like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very up and coming area. It was really cool to be around that place.
Yeah.
But let's take a look more. So we did the tour at Fed. On the same day, we also went. I think the following day we went to the Louvre. Did we?
Sorry?
The following day. So that was day one. Day two, did we do the Louvre?
Yeah, that was day 2.
Day 2 we did the Louvre. But we left early because you had to book your time at the Louvre. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, this is just a little remark. With this pandemic going on, I heard through a friend that his cousin went and visited Paris. His cousin lives in Italy, went and visited Paris. And apparently there was like no one in Paris, no visitors. So that person was able to do the Louvre, the Tour Eiffel. That's cool. Like unbothered. Like that person did everything he wanted to do in Paris within a day. Yeah. I'm so jealous. It took us so long. There's so many lines. Yeah. Even to go to the Louvre, we had to like get a special time to go there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. We had to book ahead.
We had to book ahead
for a certain window.
Yeah, and we woke up early because like we wanted to walk around and get a little bit of breakfast at that place. But it was very interesting. But the Louvre, did you like it? Did you think the Louvre's overrated? Okay, I'm gonna say it. The Louvre's overrated. Okay. There you go. I said it. It's overrated. I see better art at better museums. Like there you go. Said it.
As far as museums go, I don't think I've been to a better one, but I still think that I don't want to use the word overrated. But
come on.
I think it just might be because I'm not into like art as much. It was cool walking around, seeing everything. We saw the Mona Lisa, tiny painting, in a big room,
man,
like 200 people. That's as close as we got.
It's close to we got to it.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine this during the pandemic, man. And I always thought the Mona Lisa would be a bigger photo.
Yeah. Small. It's like a few feet in height and like.
Yeah. And do you think it was a bulletproof glass?
I don't know.
I always thought I'm like, what type of glass is this? Like,
what I also heard though is that they have a bunch of like exact replicas that they use and they cycle it out. So you don't actually know if you're seeing the real Mona Lisa or if you're seeing one of the replicas that are the perfect replicas.
You're telling me I woke up early in the morning to see a replica of Mona Lisa?
Could be.
Could be. You think I went through knee pain to see a fake Mona Lisa? Maybe. Come on, the Louvre is overrated. Come on, guys. Like, oh my god.
I don't know if that's a fact or if someone just
what is this? All these people came here to see a fake Mona Lisa? Oh lord. Okay, one cool thing about the Louvre was just the art design. Man, the top of certain places looks so good.
And I also like how they separated different areas based on different times and different like civilizations and everything. I remember there was this one area that we walked through, and I think it was supposed to be like ancient Egypt, or maybe I don't know what it was. But you're walking through, and they built like a base of a pyramid, kind of like rebuilt it right there. I don't know if it was a pyramid or if it was like a base of a wall or something from a different civilization, but it kind of felt like you were there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And there's more pictures of us at the Louvre. That's a good photo of us.
Yeah, that's a great photo.
Like you're killing with the photos. I just look like a guy that just learned to take photos. Oh man!
The one thing that I clearly remember when we were in that area is how many people were taking wedding pictures.
That is true.
Close to the museum.
Oh Lord!
The Eiffel Tower. So many people with their whole entourage.
Oh man!
The whole get up. It was cool, rightfully so, because it's a beautiful place. I don't think I've ever been at a place that's just so aesthetic on every single corner.
Oh man, I think this is still in Paris. Yeah, this is Paris. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I'm trying to remember why I took this photo. I think this photo is significant.
I think it's just a cool looking cafe because it's got that wooden exterior.
Man,
maybe.
Yeah,
or maybe you were just practicing with the camera.
With camera. But yeah, I'm. So we did all those things people usually do in Paris. Mm-hmm. Not often people say like Paris is like a dirty city. Have you heard of that before?
I did, yeah.
People told me that. I didn't find it that dirty. No. Do you find it really dirty?
Not really dirty.
No.
Like
it just felt like a city.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that the streets were perfectly clean.
Yeah.
Like there is gonna be dirt and there's gonna be like spots and stuff. But I feel like you're gonna find that anywhere. I'm sure there's some tourist areas that are maintained a lot better. But I didn't think there was anything exceptionally dirty about the place. was.
No, I didn't find dirt whatsoever. I don't know what people were talking about, but I was like, well, it was good. It was a lot of fun. Eventually, we got closer with our mates at the hostel room, and we all had the last date at the same time, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah, we were all leaving the next day.
The next day, and we're like, okay, let's just meet up for dinner. Or was it for dinner, or just meet up for like for drinks or something?
I think it was for anything. We just said let's just have this last evening together. So we spotted an area that none of us have been to. It's kind of like it seemed like just a street that was like, you know, cars aren't allowed to go down the street, and there's just like little cafes and shops and like food trucks and whatever. And we just decided to go there and then kind of like improvise for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a good time actually. I actually had a blast.
Yeah. I remember that the first thing that we went is to that area, and we went to a food truck and we got, I forget, it was some sort of finger food. I forget what it was.
Man, I don't remember that part.
No?
I don't remember that part.
We did that, and then we were trying to go to this one other place, and there were street performers. There were people breakdancing in this one corner.
Oh, yeah! And I remember what we got. I forgot the name of that area, but it was near the Slacker Girl. But go ahead, talk about that time, because we also had this wrap, which was like a gyro wrap, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
The gyro with fries. Inside the wrap was meat, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and fries. It was Now I remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we did that, and we ended up going. I'm just gonna put Sacré Coeur. Is it Notre Dame du Louvre?
I don't think it was there because we walked close to the Eiffel Tower at the end of the night. So after we did that, we walked down to the water, and instead of walking like up where the cars are, where there was that road, we went down like right beside the water.
So we didn't go to the crypts, huh?
I don't think so. I don't think we went to the crypts,
no. No.
That night we went down by the canal. We followed kind of like this road. I don't know what to call it, but it was closer. It was right beside the water, and we walked all the way down until it was like the last. It was like this really big bridge, and you can get a really good scenic view of the Eiffel Tower from there.
I'm trying to get to that road because I know exactly what you're talking about. I think we were over here.
That was the bridge that we took pictures from, I think.
Right here, right? So let's.
I remember because it was like a scenic. Yeah, that was the one. We took pictures off that one of the Eiffel Tower.
That was right here, yeah.
Yep.
And Le Pont Alexandre Troisième. And I think I do have some photos of us that night. That was a photo. That's where we were.
Yeah.
Man.
So there's that photo, and then I think I sent you a photo of all four of us that I took, but it was really blurry. I had a really bad phone.
So did I, man. I think at the time I had a Pixel, man. I love Pixels. I think they're good phones.
Yeah.
But let me go to the photo you did set up, and I'll just blur those girls' faces so that we give them their privacy. But they were lovely girls, man. We had a good time. And there we go.
That's the one way.
Oh, this is already blurred enough. But yeah, man, that was.
You see, that's what I mean. So there's a little road that goes right beside the canal. That's kind of like, you know, stones, and then that wall right behind us, it goes up, and that's where the actual kind of like the city is and the traffic is all the way up there. So, but we wanted a little bit more of a scenic walk, so we went down there and we walked all the way down. Yeah,
and I gotta say, I felt safe.
Yeah,
Paris. You felt safe too, right? Yeah, I felt very safe, man. I was very worried. I was like, yo, man, like things go left. I hope Dzmitry can fight.
But no, you're right. Like we were out during the day, in the morning, in the middle of the day, night. We took shortcuts. We walked through probably most of the city. Like, did you ever find a time where you didn't feel safe?
No. I felt a bit worried about pickpocketing because I heard that was like something that happens a lot, especially in the metro or the subway. But we didn't do the metro or subway. Yeah. But no, I felt very good. I felt very happy that like how safe and welcoming the city was. But I definitely do understand people had like a harder time. Yeah. Especially like, you know, like Paris is such a big place. Yeah. Like you get easily lost in Paris. Yeah. If you don't have a Google Maps, like I don't know how you can maneuver in the city.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like everything's small and narrow. Everything's an alley that connects to another alley that goes to this other alley. It's just such a it's like a brain meltdown over there. Yeah. But I had a good time. We had a good time, man.
Everybody was super friendly and yeah, inviting, I never felt out of place at all. Like even as a tourist, I didn't feel too out of place. Maybe sometimes when I was ordering something, but yeah, it was great. And do you remember that field right there?
Yeah, because that's the field that we danced.
Yeah, exactly. So if there's anything that kind of like showcases the friendliness of the area, when we were finished up with the night, we were about to head out, catch the train or the bus back to the hostel. We came across that field over there, and there was somebody with a huge speaker that they wheeled in, and they were playing like salsa music, bachata music, just Latin music, and there were groups of people dancing. And so that was the time when we were already doing
salsa, bachata, salsa,
we took salsa and bachata classes for a bit, for a few months at that point. So we went with our 2 new roommates, and we danced with them. We showed them. It was great. We were there for maybe like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I have no complaints, man. That was a very fun night, and like they danced very well. I keep remember her talking to us about reggaeton.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's reggaeton or reggaeton. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, that was a fun night, and we ended up taking the metro, and we went back to our hostel. And the following day, we're off to go to Lisbon, Portugal.
That's right.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. I hope you guys had a great time. Feel free to subscribe to the show. Share with your friends and family. For more content, please visit me online at christianalphonse.com. That's ChristianAlphonse.com. Also, follow me on Instagram. My handle is AlphChris. That's AlphChris. See you next time.